Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Good evening and welcome into this IdahoSports.com game streams production of East Idaho Game Night. Coverage on IdahoSports.com is presented by Project Filter, Valley-Wide Cooperative, Next Steps Idaho, Ideal, Idaho's College Savings Program, and the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Hi everyone, welcome in. My name is Joel Richardson. I'm joined by Logan Kelso and Bruce Richardson on camera. Tonight we come to you live from Thunder Stadium, the home of the Bonneville Bees, where the Hillcrest Knights will take on the Bonneville Bees in, maybe 1,000, 1,000 give or take, a meeting between these two high schools. It's a big rivalry. It's called the Civil War here in Idaho Falls between Bonneville and Hillcrest. Hillcrest coming in at number one, media poll number one, and coaches poll preseason coach will picked to not only win this conference, but maybe win the whole thing, Logan.
Yeah, Hillcrest strong start up at 1-0 under the arm, you could say, of Tyson Sweetwood, the 5A Player of the Year last year, looking to repeat this year. For Hillcrest, they want to come out here. They want to stop the Bonneville run. They want to swarm tackle, and they don't want to get beat on those deep routes. They do not want Bonneville to have any big momentum plays early in this one. They know Bonneville's coming in as the underdog in this one. Underdog in a rivalry game, Joel, is very scary. For Bonneville, they want to control, obviously, the ball on offense and defense. Talking to their coach before the game, they said the defense was on the field too long in a 50-10 loss to Bishop Kelly last week. They're going to come in and try to take advantage of the opportunities given to them. They don't want to miss an opportunity to get a turnover early and not capitalize on it. And like I said earlier, they're motivated. It's a rivalry matchup. A lot of extracurricular.
The Hillcrest Rock had a green Bonneville lettering spray painted. Saw that on social media this week. So a lot of back and forth between both schools. And hey, this is also a conference opener for Bonneville and for Hillcrest as well. So a little more juice in this one. Last year, of course, Hillcrest defeated Bonneville, got away from Bonneville in the second half, and it was all Hillcrest from there. Both coaches, Brendan Mossholder, he's in year 5 for the red, black, and white of the Hillcrest Knights, and he's 1-0 so far after a very tight victory over the Madison Bobcats, 23-22. Of course, Shane Stevenson on the other end, he's in his second year with the Bonneville Bees of the green, gold, and white. Previously, he was the offensive coordinator at Prescott High School in Arizona. He's been all over the place in Arizona, other places as well. He's actually from Montana. Had a good conversation with him post-game, and he likes being close to a family that are up there in Helena. He was previously a defensive line coach, played college and semi-pro, Coach Stevenson did, and he's got an MBA. Served for 11 years
Wow.
in the military, teaches PE and business. I asked him before, pregame, what do you like more, weightlifting or teaching business? And he said, you know what, weightlifting, I kind of give them their instructions, then they go. For business, I got to grade papers.
Right. Yeah, like you said, very tough district, especially when you have teams like Skyline, Hillcrest, Bonneville. 7 of the last 9 football state titles have gone to a District 6 programs. And most recently, the team in the state championship last year was a matchup between Skyline and Hillcrest, where Hillcrest came out on top. They're the defending state champions.
Yeah, Hillcrest last year went 4-1, 10-3 overall. Of course, that state title over Skyline. That's their 3rd state title. And Brennan Mossholder, he's back-to-back 5A Coach of the Year last year and the year before that. In the offseason, Coach Mossholder, he plays for the Blackfoot Bandits.
Yeah.
He plays quarterback for them, and he's really active on Twitter talking coaching and football. Also, he's 3-1 versus Bonneville.
Right, yeah. Mossholder, I work at KPVI News, and our sports guy, Cade Calvin, always covering the Blackfoot Bandits. Impressed by Brandon Mossholder, calls him just a football guy. loves football, breathes football, coaches, plays, and you had a conversation with him earlier. He talks about how he likes to play, kind of sees it from a player's perspective still, which obviously helps him a lot in the coaching end.
Yeah, he mentioned, sometimes there's bumps and bruises after each game, right, with the Bandits, but it allows him to put himself in the shoes of his players, especially his quarterback, and we expect a lot from that quarterback. You already mentioned him, Tyson Sweetwood. He's coming in. He's a senior, of course, and he actually has committed to Carroll College. He'll be playing football at the next level, Logan.
Yeah, the Fighting Saints in NAIA take on some local teams in the same conference as college. Well, actually, no. Recently, they moved to the Frontier Conference. So they're no longer in the same conference as College of Idaho. But Carroll College, a very terrific NAIA program.
We're going to recognize our nation's flag. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night. It's a Civil War on Idaho Sports.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 3607.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles. Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Logan Kelso, Bruce Richardson on camera. What a great rendition of the national anthem. I believe it was a trio from the Bonneville Bees, and they killed it, Logan.
Yeah, it was awesome. I also, some of these teams now have video boards at their stadiums. They actually had a video team that shot the national. It was always pretty cool to see at the high school level.
So we've talked about some of the keys to the game for both teams. Let's talk about the players to watch. Let's go for Hillcrest first. The visitors, of course, playing here at Thunder Stadium.
Yeah, Tyson Sweetwood, obviously at quarterback, also listed as a safety, and then him along with Dax Sargent, the star running back for Hillcrest. Those are the two players to watch on offense for Hillcrest.
And then for the Bonneville Bees, of course, you have Kane Rodriguez, the senior wide receiver. He's got 12 catches, 2 touchdowns in only 2 games. He also punts. Longest punt is 45. A good punt is 50 yards, but he's there, especially as a wide receiver, punting 45 yards. Not bad, Logan. And then you also have your senior running back, Aiden Mora, second team all-conference last year. He'll take the majority of the snaps. He already has 22 carries, 142 yards. And here's what's impressive: 6.5 average yards per carry.
Yeah, very impressive. Along with Bonneville, their offense, with their 3 main linebackers in Gabe Ricks, Dallas Jacobson, and Caden Littlewood, all in the all-conference selections last year. Ricks and Jacobson being second team, then Littlewood being all honorable mention. And their experience, 2 of those guys being seniors, 1 junior, a nice linebacking crew returning for Bonneville.
And Jackson Briggs is going to be starting quarterback for the Bonneville Bees because Brock Faulkner is out tonight. In 2 games, he was playing decently well, 224 yards, 1 touchdown, a couple interceptions, but he also had 16 carries, 71 yards, 4.4 per carry. So good stuff from him, but he's going to be out tonight, out with an injury. So Jackson Briggs is your junior starting quarterback. He's 6 foot, 170, so a good frame for a high school quarterback.
Yeah, Bonneville is going to be fired up for this one. We saw both teams meet at midfield, both teams getting amped up for this one. The Civil War. Bonneville, they might be going to. You wouldn't tell by the sideline right now.
A decent turnout for both teams. Of course, this is only the second game of the season, and I would say Hillcrest side is mostly full, if not completely full. Bonneville has a little bit lacking, Logan, but we'll give him some time. You know, there's definitely some traffic out there.
Yeah.
And we'll give him some time to get him. But this is a long rivalry, been around for a long time. I joke about, you know, the thousandth or so rivalry game between these two football teams. Of course, not that much, but it's been recently dominated by Hillcrest. Again, they've won 10 out of the last 11. And Coach Mossholder, he knew his record. He was 3-1 against the Bonneville Bees. Bonneville Bees will get set to kick off. They will receive in the second half.
Hey, Jordan, you got it working?
And on a Friday night, high 70s, smoky, smoggy evening, the ball is kicked off and high and through the end zone to start this one. We're here in Thunder Stadium. Story goes, guys, that the stadium was built out of metal, so when fans would cheer and stomp their feet, it sounds like thunder or a swarm of bees.
Oh, okay. That's fun. Yeah, Hillcrest, didn't they used to play in the stadium until Hillcrest got a brand new facility in town?
Westmark Stadium, just on the other side of town, and Hillcrest really enjoys that stadium. Great to have their own place, and it was cool. Their first game was against Bonneville last year in that stadium. Of course, that ended up in an outright win for the Knights. So we get to see the Knights for the first time on offense this game. Set up with two receivers at the bottom of your screen. Sweetwood in shotgun. He'll hand it off. First play of the ball game will go almost nowhere, maybe a yard for Hillcrest. So good first defensive stop for the Bees.
Yeah, Bees had 3 linebackers in the box. They were expecting the run. They got the run, and they executed.
I remember some of the keys of the Bonneville defense was control the ball on defense. Don't allow any big plays from Hillcrest, and we've seen Hillcrest release a number of big plays, both this year against Madison in their first game, and of course last year in that championship game against Skyline. Here do they get to the edge on the far side, and he's tackled out of bounds. Hillcrest fans cheer, and that's going to be waiting for the sideline judge. They're going to say first down, Hillcrest.
Yeah, nice little jet sweep there to the wide receiver, Kyler Sprang. Sprang ran pretty horizontal for a while and then got the angle on the Bees defenders for 10 yards.
Sprang is a senior, 6', 165 for Hillcrest. Knights with 2 linebackers behind the line. Now they shift over. Empty backfield, it's a low throw, but it's caught. This is number 11, Tate Prince, and Tate Prince is brought down after getting a couple yards. So 2 good first down stops for the Bees on defense.
Kind of an unusual ball at Sweetwood. Usually see him have a tight spiral. That was a little more of a lame duck throw. Still found it in the flats, and Bonneville, good job gang tackling, swarming as one of their keys to the game coming into this one.
A fitting word for the Bonneville Bees. Sweetwood in shotgun. 3 receivers. Running back leaks out. That's number 2, Mason Davis. He's the wide receiver and DB. Breaks a tackle, gets past the first down, and then some more. All the way to the 40, we're going to call it the 44-yard line. First down, Hillcrest once again.
Pretty interesting start. Two first down, 0-yard gains, and the second down play is 2 straight first downs for the Knights.
Ball on the 41-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Knights. The last game, Coach Stevenson did not like that his defense was on the field most of the game. Hillcrest would love to have some methodical drives that take a lot of time, and here's a handoff to the near side. This is number 1, Mason Davis once again, gets to the edge, runs over a tackler, and then goes out of bounds, crossing into Beast territory on the 48-yard line. First down, Knights.
Joel, that was a great block by the running back, Dax Sargent. Picked up one of the defensive backs to give believe Mason Davis room to run. Great block there by Dax Sargent. We always talk about his running game, but blocking as a running back is just as important.
And we got a timeout on the field for.
I believe his helmet came off.
Helmet came off. That was number 50, Austin Reeves. He's the starting center for this team.
Thought he was a shooting guard.
Shooting guard playing amazing hoops for the Lakers, no doubt. Back to pass Sweetwood, failed some pressure, lets it loose. He wants it all. He's got a man open, but just beyond the outstretched arms of number 19, Dresden Thompson, the 6'1 senior. Sweetwood wants that one back.
Yeah, Thompson had a beat on the corner there. Had no one to beat if he made the catch on that ball. Very similar. Yesterday, saw Dak Prescott had a couple of those throws to CeeDee Lamb that couldn't get in there. Very similar play right there.
Yeah, Prescott looking at CeeDee Lamb like, come on, give me something. Sweetwood examines the defense. He's in a 4 wide. His offense is in a 4 wide. Takes a snap, quick drop, throw on a slant. Good screen play there for the Knights, and they'll almost get the first down, just short, as they cross the 40-yard line. Excuse me, they're going to call it a first down.
Look at that. I like this Bonneville. I like how Moss Holder's getting the offense rolling. He's gotten the touches already to Mason Davis, Dorning, Saunders, and Dax. Sweetwood passing. He's getting everyone involved here on this first drive.
Ball on the 36-yard line. 2.5 minutes played in this opening quarter of action. Hillcrest coming in as the number 1 media and preseason coaches poll. And I'm assuming Max Preps, but here's a fun fact after this play about Hillcrest and Max Preps, and just tripped as he had green grass in front of him. And number 2, Brody Dorning is, I don't know if he got turf monstered or if a Bonneville player just grabbed his ankle, but gets 1 or maybe 2 yards. But I was looking at Max Preps because that is what we use for playoff seedings.
Unfortunately.
And Hillcrest is not in Max Preps in 5A. They're nowhere to be seen, so they are not ranked. As of I think it was about 4:30 this afternoon, they were not on Max Preps. Got to get that changed. Sweetwood fakes the handoff, quick throw to the outside to our near side. Outside of our near side, that's to Mason Davis, and Mason Davis getting a lot of touches early on in this ball game.
Yeah, it'll be third down. This is very rare to say in high school football, but this could be somewhat in that field goal range for Hillcrest. They have an all-state kicker in Ryan Borgman, first-team all-state last year. He has a good range. They're at the 30-yard line, be around a 40-yard field goal right here.
So 3rd and 4 on the 30-yard line, but Moss Holder's going to try to, of course, get this first down. He is the offensive coordinator and head coach of this Knights team. Throw to the outside, and that's going to be completed just beyond the first down marker, and that'll move the chains for the Knights.
That was a senior-to-senior pass right there. That's trusting your receiver, trusting your quarterback as a coach as Sweetwood connects with Tate Prince, another player getting the touch early in this one.
Really impressive. Moss Holder talks about this balanced offense. 32 pass attempts, 30 rushes last game against Madison. And so far balanced, sharing the ball with a lot of different players. Here's a run up the middle. Nice tackle there. That was to number 32 of the Knights, Dax Sargent.
I think we might see a shot to the end zone on this second down. Doing some short yards. Had one shot earlier, just off the hands.
2nd and 5, we'll call it 2nd and 6 on the 20-yard line. Almost in the red zone. Sweetwood's got 4 receivers, 2 on each side. Sargent in the backfield. He'll leak out. Sweetwood looking for the end zone. Kelso called it, and he tries to pull it in one-handed on the fade route. Ball goes incomplete. No flags. Good defense by the Bees.
I still like the play call. He had a shot there. Great ball by Sweetwood, but he had the one-hand attempt there by Mason Davis. Another senior. Hillcrest team heavily dominated by seniors this season.
This offensive line led by senior center and defensive lineman Austin Reeves, first-team All-State offensive lineman. A lot of big dudes up front. Sweetwood takes it himself, trying to use those big dudes. And he's going to be brought down shy of the first down. Good defensive stop by the Bees, and it's decision time for Mossholder. We'll see who he runs out there.
Dallas Jacobson came in unblocked on the blitz. Didn't get the sack, but stopped Sweetwood from getting a first down. And like you said, big decision now. They have the offense on the field.
So with 5:30 to play, the offense remains in the field. No special teams, no Borgman appearance for this one. 4th and 3 on the 16-yard line. Sweetwood potentially calling an audible. Goes under center. He's got 2 backs behind him. He pitches it out to Sargent. Sargent is carrying a load, and he gets past the first down. It'll be about 5-yard gain for Sargent. First down inside the 10 for the Knights.
Yeah, it's a little pitch to the left, far side. Just enough first down. Bonneville yet to really allow them to really get that big play. But it's a long, grueling possession here for Hillcrest.
Taking a lot of time off that clock. And you know Hillcrest defense is going to come out chomping at the bit. If Sargent can get a score here, he dives in. Will he get there? No, looks like just short. He gets to about the 3-yard line.
That was great fullback play right there by Ryan Meacham. Listed as a tight end, kind of in that fullback sitting behind the QB. He picked up a free range B. Couldn't get the number on it, but gets the block for Sargent to get it closer to the goal line.
Sweetwood under center once again. You notice after they crossed that 20-yard line, they went under center, giving the Bees a different look. It's going to be another handoff to Sargent. Sargent tries to get to the outside. He's trying to carry tacklers with him, and he's going to be short once again of the goal line. Tackled maybe between on the 1-inch line before that golden white line. So 3rd and inches, 3rd and goal with 4:40 to play. Sweetwood's got 2 backs. Receiver, that's Mason Davis on the outside. Sweetwood pitches to Sargent, and Sargent will get in for the first score of the ball game. It's a 1-yard run. The methodical drive, thanks to a 4th down conversion by the Knights, and a 1-yard touchdown by Dak Sargent, makes the game 6-0, PAT pending. Borgman awaits the snap. Snap is good, hold is good. Kick is on its way and in for the Hillcrest Knights, who will now lead 7-0. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night, the Civil War on IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium in Idaho Falls, home of the Bonneville Bees, who find themselves down 7-0 after a methodical drive that ended in a 1-yard run by Dak Sargent.
Yeah, it was an impressive run. I mean, impressive drive. They had tons of different players get possession of or get touches of the ball, targeted plenty of different wide receivers. And once they got inside the 20, Joel and I were talking, they got under center, had 2 people in the backfield, and ran with the fullback to start blocking. And it obviously where success is at 7-0. And it was a heavy, about half the quarter spent on the first possession of the ball game. Exactly what Brendan Mossholder wants.
It was a heavy offensive drive And in more ways than one, right? They had a heavy set once they crossed that 20-yard line. Here's a kickoff, little fake. And a decent return, just gets on the south side of the 20-yard line. Of course, the stadium is facing north and south. We got a flag on the play. Let's see what it is. Hillcrest fans here on the east side, Bonneville fans sitting on the west side of the stadium.
It'd be interesting what this call is.
So they're going to call unsportsmanlike conduct on the Hillcrest Knights. So that'll be 15 free yards for the Bonneville Bees to start this drive.
Well, Bees, they, like Coach said, they want to take advantage of all their opportunities. Well, that's a big opportunity right there. 15 free yards for the Bees.
So we talked about this earlier, but for those who are just joining us, Bonneville is now down 7-0 after a 1-yard touchdown run by Dak Sargent, thanks to a methodical drive and big boys up front pushing and shoving, getting a pull and great blocking for Sargent. And now Bonneville on offense gets second level. Good run there to start this offensive drive by number 58, Stuart Young.
Good offensive line play there. Get some blocking. Gets Young some room to run. And now be second and short. Short and manageable.
Excuse me, that was Ada Moore. I don't know how I got number 58. But that was Ada Moore on the run. Of course it was Ada Moore. He's the tailback. Also plays running back, of course, for this Bees offense. Bees want to take advantage of opportunities, and that 15-yard penalty is an opportunity as the Bees are already on the 42-yard line. 2nd and 3. Under center, takes the snap, run up the middle, and maybe a yard and a pile of dust, Logan.
Yeah, great defense there by Hillcrest, jamming the box. They're expecting the run, they got it. Now it'll be 3rd and 3, still short and manageable. Be interesting if they go for the 3rd straight run, maybe a little bit of a screen pass. See how much they trust their junior, Jackson Briggs, with limited starting time.
2 backs in the backfield, single receiver on either side. Takes the snap, hands it off. He gets past the offensive line and tackled by linebackers. That's a first down for the Bees. Their first down of this quarter and of their offensive drive. Good stuff. Good push by the Bees offensive line.
Yeah, the Bees would like to, obviously, the scoreboard. But in the they would like to have, long ruling possession too. Give their defense, who just spent 5 minutes on the field, a little bit of a break. As against Bishop Kelly, 50-10 score. Their defense is practically constantly on the field.
2:30 to play in the first quarter. Bees get their first down of the ball game. Briggs under center, hands it off. They try to go up the middle. Good push from the Hillcrest defensive line that time. There was some forward progress. We're going to say 2 yards for the Bees. Yeah. And unfortunately got a player down for Bonneville.
It looks like Cooper Stevenson's down. Interesting play to go with a fullback. Fullback run on 1st and 10. Usually you see fullback get the ball and 3rd and shorts. Or even 2nd and short.
And we're going to take an injury timeout with the official timeout. We're watching the East Idaho game night, Civil War, on IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium. Cooper Stevenson was the injured player on that play. Number 8 plays running back. He's the coach's son, only a sophomore. He's off the field now. Hopefully he's okay as we have a run to the left side. He's able to break a tackle, but brought down just at the 50-yard line for the Bees. That's going to bring up 3rd and 5. And excuse me, he actually did cross the 50-yard line, Logan. So first time the Bees have crossed the 50-yard line tonight on offense. But still 3rd and 5 on the 49 with 1:40 to play in the first quarter.
Game's flying by, Joel.
Heavy dose of running by both teams is going to do that, right? Only a couple stoppage for an injury and a penalty. And look at that sun there, bright orange sun. Let's see if we can get a shot of that.
Yeah, a little smoky out.
Smoky and Harvest.
Fires in western Wyoming. Some in Bridger Teton National Forest still. See what they go with here on 3rd down.
1:10 to play. Briggs under center, 2 backs behind him. It's going to be a throw to the outside, and it's going to be high, too far for the intended receiver, number 5, Kane Rodriguez, star receiver for this Bees team. And it's going to be 4th and 5.
That was a great job by Hillcrest. They jammed the box, they full out blitz, and a great job by Bonneville offensive line to hold Hillcrest, give enough time for the quarterback, Jackson Briggs, to scan the field. But Briggs felt the pressure, threw the ball a little too high, and Kane Rodriguez could not reel it in.
And Kane Rodriguez, who just tried to reach for that ball, is now going to be punting. Longest punt is 45 yards so far this season. And now Hillcrest fans creating some of that thunder. Back to receive the punt is number 1, Mason Davis, a dangerous punt returner. And this punt is low, almost a squib kick. And it's going to go to almost the 15-yard line, so a decent punt there from Kane Rodriguez. Not returnable, and with just under a minute to play, the Knights lead 7-0. Want to recognize our power boosters for Bonneville and Hillcrest: Graham Peaks Medical, Pharmacy, Dental, and Behavioral Health, MVP Rentals, The Roof Resource, Teton Toyota, and Teton Volkswagen. Always appreciate our power boosters helping us bring you this game live and free on IdahoSports.com. And hey, remember, for this game, make the memories last a lifetime by owning the digital game file of this one for just $15. Click the Download Archives button to order yours today. Sweetwood in the backfield. Sargent moves from left to right. Short drop, and it's a throw to his outside hand, but Sargent brings it in as he's kind of almost jogging and did a good job to secure it and to get a couple yards, Logan.
Yeah, Hillcrest back in the gun formation. 2 receivers were spread to the left and the right. Sargent put in motion. Obviously, designed play call for Sargent. Bonneville snuffed it out well. No gain for the Knights.
So 2nd and 10 on their own 16-yard line. Sweetwood rolls to the near side, and he overthrows receiver, and he comes down hard. Pass intended was for Creighton Neild, excuse me.
Dallas Jacobson once again was rushing the backfield, but once again, Dax Sargent, impressive blocking out of the running back early in this one, especially for kind of a speed back. He's taking all 6'1", 200 pounds of Jacobson and giving his quarterback some more time to operate.
Well, and on the other side, at least in the backfield, same team, Tyson Sweetwood, he's had a couple throws that have just gotten away from him that are uncharacteristic for the senior committed to play at the next level. And here's a quick throw to the outside, and the fumble is loose, and Bees pick it up, and that's going to be Bees football. First turnover of the ball game in favor of the Bonneville Bees. Stripped immediately after the receiver started taking off, Logan.
Yeah, I was a little interested to see if they were called incomplete or a fumble, but I got the tight end. Tight end did take 2 steps with the ball. Great strip by the Bees, and once again, another big opportunity for the Bees to see if they can capitalize on it.
So 6 seconds left in the first quarter. Like Logan said, let's see if they can capitalize on this big opportunity. almost in the red zone for the first time this game. Right side, he's got second level, trying to pull a tackler with him and gets to just inside the 15-yard line, and that'll end the first quarter. Bees looking to strike. Score is 7-0, though, in the Hillcrest Knights' favor. Take a quick break and be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night, the Civil War, on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium, home of the Bonneville Bees, and another edition of the Civil War between the Hillcrest Knights and the Bonneville Bees. Hillcrest Knights leading 7-0 as we get set to start the second quarter of action. Logan, what'd you see in that first quarter?
Hillcrest had a punishing first drive, grueling 5-minute drive to put up 7. Bonneville crossed the 50, had to punt it away, but that defense, they trust the defense, and a big strip by Bonneville, and all of a sudden, they're in the red zone looking to even the score.
So Bonneville, yeah, they looked like they were going to have to reset once again, and they get the fumble on the subsequent Hillcrest possession, and a run goes for a minimal gain for the Bees, but still positive. And Bees, I don't think they've been hit in the backfield yet. Good push from this this offensive line.
Yeah, their offensive line's been fairly impressive early on. And then noticing 77, Colton Young, he's not allowing anyone past him on the left side of the line, so he's playing a little bit of left guard, or left tackle, excuse me.
So far the Bees controlling the ball on offense. Split backs. Hand off this time to the right side. A nice spin, gets out of it, gets second level, pulling all the entire Hillcrest defense with him. And is he going to be in? No, just inside the 5-yard line.
Aiden Moore just running straight up the middle, in between tackles, and just the power. I thought he was for sure down. He had both his legs wrapped up and somehow got 1 foot out. Gets a couple extra yards. First down Bees, or excuse me, second down.
Moore of 5'8", 180, but was using those legs of his to carry. Said looked like most of the defensive front of this Hillcrest team, and we got a timeout called by the Hillcrest Knights as Bonneville is looking to strike inside the 5-yard line. Hey, are you interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com with Logan Kelso, myself, and Bruce Richardson? We are always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. Salespeople, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, even broadcasters. Email editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more. And we do a lot more than just broadcasting. Continue checking back to the website for updated scores, schedules, standings, polls, action photo galleries, and written content from every corner of the state.
You know what the best part of all this, Joel, is? The website's free.
All live and free, all the articles. There's no paywall, right, Logan?
It's awesome.
You don't have to quickly scroll through the article before you get locked down. You got to pay $5 or whatever.
Every Friday night, laying in bed, scrolling the Friday Night Flash, getting updated.
And live and content here, live and free on IdahoSports.com. Great to have you with us. Early on in the second quarter, Bonneville B is looking to strike inside the red zone, 2nd and 2 on the 4-yard line. Another handoff up the middle. Number 32 goes in, and he's going to be in for the score. Great push and a great run by Dallas Jacobson. 7-6. Bees score.
Dallas Jacobson making himself heard on both sides of the ball.
So special teams will come out, and this is Kason Landon to attempt the extra point. Waits for the snap. Snap is good, hold is good, and kick is high and huge by Landon. Kick is good, and we got ourselves a tie ball game.
Yeah, Bonneville, they want to take advantage of the opportunities. They got an opportunity on the fumble. All runs, Aiden Mora all the way down to the 4-yard line, and they give it to the big fullback. Listed as a linebacker, but in those situations, they put him on the line. Dallas Jacobson finds 4 yards, free into the end zone for 6.
So a quick game reset with 4:27 to play. Hillcrest struck first in the first quarter. A 1-yard touchdown run by Dak Sargent made it 7-0 with PAT being good. And then early on in the second quarter with 10:53 to play, not even 2 minutes ticked off this second quarter clock, Bonneville strikes after recovering a fumble with a 4-yard touchdown run by Jacobson. Gives us our score 7-7.
You know, Joel, this is a question. I haven't broadcast. It's my first football game broadcasting this year. In high school football, do you have to tell the other team if you're doing an onside kick like the NFL, or is it still traditional where you can do a fake onside kick?
That's a great question. We're going to ask our stat guys to research that for us. Our CIDs, you know what I mean? SIDs.
Sports Information
SIDs,
Director.
you know, CIDs, SIDs. College Information Directors, Sports Information Directors.
Same thing.
I want to say you don't. Tied up at 7s as the sun is starting to get a little bit lower. We're kind of starting to cool off in this booth. That sun was baking this booth for the first hour and a half that we were getting ready for this Civil War matchup as the kick goes up and through the end zone. And Hillcrest fans a little more quiet than maybe they expected, as Bonneville, who is unranked in media poll and max preps, they're actually decently ranked in the max preps because of their strength of schedule. They've played both Madison and Bishop Kelly, and even though they lost big to both teams, it's allowed them to have a decent max prep ranking with strength of schedule. So they're at number 12 right now, maybe number 13 if you actually put Hillcrest in there, who is, if you're just joining us, not on the max preps rankings at this time in 5A. So Sweetwood takes over with his offense, passes to the outside, breaks the tackle, good block, gets second level, and that's going to be a first down catch and run by number 0, Ryan Meacham.
I'm really impressed with this Hillcrest blocking. That time it was Mason Davis picking up the corner, giving Hillcrest the first down. See how they respond here. They're running out of the gun.
Coach Mossholder has created an excellent culture here at Hillcrest. And it's in these moments where you lean on that culture when you're, by some would say, surprisingly tied, as running back gets second level and then some, breaking all kinds of tackles. Number 32, Dak Sargent, the man in that backfield, only 6 foot, but 190 pounds.
Yeah, he has some power. He's all 190 pounds there to break free near midfield.
So first down, another first down, 2 plays, 2 first downs for the Knights offense. Just under 10 minutes to play before halftime. Tie ball game. We're just on the right side of the 50-yard line, 49 to be exact. Sweetwood rolls to his near side, throws with the right, of course. Nice block. And here's 36 on the catch and run.
I think we're thinking the same thing. I don't have the number for 36.
Yeah, no number for 36, but that was a great catch and run. Got an awesome block on the on this outside. So another first down. And that's the third first down after 3 plays for the Knights. We got a hard count by the Knights, and that jumps the Bonneville defensive line, and that'll be an easy 5 yards. A reward, a gift, if you will, from the Bees to the Knights, which is a gift that you don't want to be giving if you're the Bees.
No, not at all. And I got information, number 36, Boston Morris, bringing that catch.
And there was a big cheer when Boston Morris got that catch and run. Clearly a fan favorite for the Knights. Seward in the shotgun. He's going to have to scramble, gets pressure, gets out of tackles, still on his feet, and finally brought down. And he's going to be brought down on the 2nd and 5 play. And he almost gets the first down off of that. 2nd and 2 on now the 18-yard line for the Knights.
I like how he twisted around, got his back towards the defenders to push further back, get a couple extra yards, especially when Sweetwood, who is listed at 6'5", used the extra length to get near, like you said, first down, 2nd and 1.
Sweetwood's got 3 receivers, 2 at the top, 1 at the bottom. He's got power right. Puts his man in motion. That's number 0. He's the lead blocker. Here's a handoff to number 23. Good stuff from the offense and the run by Elam Minor. Only a sophomore. 5'10", 175. Good job by Minor to follow his blocker there, Logan.
Yeah, with all the seniors on Hillcrest, obviously Minor big in their future plans, getting them some snaps, especially in a rivalry game. As he's going to stay in now for multiple plays, giving Sargent a little bit of rest on the sideline. 1st
and 10 on the 15. Just inside the red zone, 8:28 and counting to play before halftime. Running back to his right side, Sweetwood will take it himself. Be a throw to the outside. He's got green grass. That's number 36 who's brought down. That's Boston Morris once again. So getting 2 touches on this drive.
Yeah, Boston Morris gets some touches. And once again, Jacobson came in unblocked. Sweetwood, maybe it's a senior, maybe, the all-conference player of the year in 5A last year, but kept calm under pressure and completed the pass.
So we're going to call it 2nd and about 7 on the 12-yard line. Hands it off. He comes to the near side. Here's Sargent, breaks a couple tackles on the. He'll be in for 6. Great run there by Dak Sargent to see the hole, hit the hole, and get in for the touchdown.
Yeah, they gave Sargent a couple plays off. First play, put him back in. They give him a snap, give him a touch, and he finds 6. It looks like, are they keeping the offense on the field? No, it's the kicker.
So Rylan Borgman awaits the kick to put Hillcrest up by 7. The hold is good and kick is up and good for Borgman. That's another point for Borgman. And now the score 14-7 in favor of the Hillcrest Knights. Take a quick break and be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night, the Civil War on IdahoSports.com.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Joel Richardson with Logan Kelso and Bruce Richardson on camera, doing a fantastic job so far, helping us out tonight. And, so far in the second quarter, we've had 2 scores, Logan, one by the Bees and one by Hillcrest. Bees took advantage of the forced fumble and with the short field, and Hillcrest, again, a methodical push down the field.
Right, yeah, they got more players involved. They got Boston Morris some touches. They got number 23 some touches and Elam Minor. And then right when they got into the goal line, they're like, all right, now let's put Dak Sargent back in. Dak Sargent, 1 touch, finds the end zone for 7.
Second touchdown for Sargent tonight. Of course, the 1-yard run earlier in the first quarter and earlier in this game in the first quarter. And now the 12-yard run by Sargent gives his team the lead by 7. Big rivalry between these two schools. We saw on social media, we saw posts from Hillcrest fans or players, not really sure who, but talking some trash, of course, for this rivalry game. We also saw a picture of a Hillcrest rock spray painted in Bonneville green. As the kick is taken by Bonneville, tries to get to the right side, cutting in and not going anywhere else, gets to about the 15-yard line.
Kemper Allen returned it right in the goal line. 1 more yard, that would have been an automatic 20. Instead, takes it out, and now it'll be at the 15. So decision bites him there.
And on their first drive, Bonneville they got a couple first downs, but eventually had to punt that ball, which led eventually to want to call a second, third down fumble by Hillcrest. Bonneville with the ball with a lot of space to go before the end zone. We have a false start. It looks like it's going to be a false start, but we'll see what the call is.
Yeah, I think 76 jumped early on Bonneville.
Number 76 is Ryder Peterson, the junior offensive lineman. And this offensive line is big, but they are young. Mostly all juniors. And Coach knew that. You know, Coach Stevens had a good talk with him during the week and before the game. And while they're motivated and they want to take advantage of opportunities and control the ball, he knows that his line is young. And we all know ball games are won behind a stout offensive line. Speaking of which, a good run by the Bees, but not enough to make up the penalty. And it'll be 2nd and 11 on their own 14-yard line.
Yeah, and Bonneville going through somewhat of a rebuild. Coach Stevens, 2nd year as head coach. Last year, I'd say them and Blackfoot were 2 of the surprise teams, especially out here in Eastern Idaho, both with brand new coaches, both of them getting to the playoff in year 1 as head coaches. Bonneville would like to take that next step. They're looking for Stevens looking for his first real signature win, and this would be a big game to get that aforementioned win.
So 6:48 and counting before halftime, 2nd and 11 on the 14. Takes a snap, it's gonna be a throw. It's gonna be a second throw of the ball game for the Bees. Single coverage, and it's caught and goes out of bounds. An amazing catch by number 5, Kane Rodriguez.
And that was terrific coverage there by Tate Prince, but Kane Rodriguez goes up and grabs it. You can tell Jackson Briggs has lots of confidence on the one-on-one when he sees Kane. At least I should say Kane with man-to-man coverage. Expect him to get a lot of touches. And that was just, I believe, the 2nd pass attempt of the game for Bonneville. Both passes were attempted to Kane Rodriguez. They're going to go quick here.
And that's going to be on the highlight reel. So with 6:40 to play in the second quarter, Kane Rodriguez hauls in a good catch, good pass, and a better catch for the first down. And here's a nice run by the Bees going to that left side and almost get to the 50-yard line. And so with 6:10 to play, clock is running and plenty of time for the Bees. But if they're going to push this ball, they need to push it a little more quickly. As Logan, you called it, they went hurry up on that last play.
Yeah, good little misdirection there. Faked right, handed off to the left to Mora. Mora's been really good this game, playing with inside the tackles in the running. Bonneville's yet to really attempt an outside the tackles run.
So 2nd and 4 on the 49-yard line. 2 backs behind the starting quarterback, Jackson Briggs. Of course, Brock Faulkner is hurt, so he is out for this game. Play action. And he's brought down for the first sack of the game for this Knights defense. That's number 66 on the sack. Damian Simmons, the big defensive end. 6'4", 220. They love Damian Simmons in this school.
Yeah, Simmons just broke free. Had to force Jackson Briggs out of the pocket before Briggs could even attempt to look downfield. Gets tripped up. A big play there by the Hillcrest defense.
So after that sack, it's 3rd and 9 on the 44. And with the Knights leading, they could smell blood in the water. And with that, we got a timeout by the Bees. to talk things through and make sure they're on the same page. This is a big play for the Bonneville Bees as they're down by 7, Logan.
Yeah, second down, or second or third down. Second down, I believe. But I'd say almost with the time left in the clock, I would make this a fourth down territory. I'd try to get maybe a little screen pass, maybe get more one run, get a little closer, and then try to get Kane Rodriguez back on a one-on-one man coverage. Just try to get a deep shot to him.
After this game, during this game, hopefully before this game, join Idaho Sports Nation on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. You can watch our prepcasts, get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. On any social media app, go to Idaho Sports to see highlight plays, scores, and more from IdahoSports.com. Again, free. Thanks to our sponsors for making that happen.
And you have a prepcast, the East Idaho Prepcast with Sean Kane.
Always have a good time, yeah.
Broadcasting somewhere tonight.
Monday night. He's actually on his way to Boise for a big tennis tournament. Trying to do some tennis for those who want to play tennis year-round.
That's fun.
And doing good stuff out there. Coaches at Century and a number of blue trophies. But here we go, 3rd and 9 on the 44. 4:46 to play. It's play action. He rolls to the near side. Looking for a receiver. Finds a wide open man. That's number 88 with Greengrass. Fondly tackled. Brock Ficker. Defensive disaster for the Knights. That's a big first down for the Bees.
Yeah, I was mistaken. I was assumed it was second down, and it being third down. Either way, they didn't listen to me. They went with a nice out route, look a little bit of a flank to 88 for the first. And Bonneville's cooking here. If I were them, I would try to slow it down a little bit. Try to make this one of the last possessions before halftime, as they are receiving the ball to start the second half.
So a big play, from the Bees. Gets them on the 35-yard line, 1st and 10. Handoff by Mora got bumped, but continued to turn those legs and gets to the linebacker level. Good first down run by Mora.
Yeah, Mora's been pretty impressive. You know, how many touches is he going to get before, he starts running out a little bit of steam? So far, he's had full steam every single play, but they're not really getting many other players touches outside of number 32. Jacobson's got a couple touches. He's been playing the fullback role. This as a linebacker has been playing terrific defense today for the Bonneville.
Aiden Moore, one of the key players for this offense and key player to watch. Second team all-conference last year, and he'll take the majority of the snaps. We've seen that so far, Logan. Again, 22 carries in 2 games, 142 yards, and averages 6.5 a carry. Despite their losses, Moore has been having a good season so far. And we got another timeout here on the field, and it's going to be for Bonneville. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night, the Civil War on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Back at Thunder Stadium, home of the Bonneville Bees, where Bonneville is inching towards that red zone behind some stout running by Aiden Moore and the offensive line, Logan.
Yeah, Bonneville meticulously rolling up the field there. Aiden Moore, a big pass to 88. Put him in prime position here around the 32-yard line.
Briggs, 2 backs, hands off to the first back. And he pushes the pile and keeps those legs churning. That's Dallas Jacobson, who scored the first touchdown for the Bees. And he is close to the first down. That's gonna, he's just shy of the first down. So it's 3rd and about 1 on the 26-yard line, Logan. What do you call here?
I'm just getting it to Mora. He's yet to really take a negative yard play. Neither has Jacobson. I don't know. Either trust your fullback or trust your running back here. It's your choice.
Briggs surveys the defense.
Trust the quarterback.
And he pushes through for the first down, but there's a flag on the play. This may be coming back, Logan.
Yeah, didn't see anything there off first glance. We'll see what the call is.
Waiting for the white hat to call. And I think we have a sideline warning against Bonneville. Well, I guess more than a sideline warning because they're going to go 5 yards back.
I'm trying. Or is it 5? Yeah, I'm trying to figure out unless the silent warning warrants a 5-yard penalty. It wasn't offsides or false start.
Right. So 3rd and 6 on the 31. When they were that close to the first down, they now got to get 6 to get this first down on a 3rd down. 2:38 and counting to play before half. B's got to convert here to stay in this ball game. Throw to the outside. He breaks the tackle. He's got green space. 15, 10, 5 and just. And there's a fumble on the play. Before he got in the end zone, we have a fumble on the play. And that's Hillcrest football.
Ooh.
Officials are meeting and talking about it. They're going to bring over their 5th.
I'll be honest, Joel, I thought he might have been down.
And they're going to call a Hillcrest football. Barely on the 1 yard line. The ball is fumbled. And it's going to be Hillcrest football.
Yeah, obviously we're from the far side there. But I thought almost it was him slamming the ball down that came loose. But obviously must have came loose before his knee touched. No instant replay, obviously, in high school football. But it looked like a major break for Bonneville. The corner on Hillcrest sold kind of on that play. Tried to jump up to get the first touch, and Ken Rodriguez just did a 180 and almost find 6.
Kane Rodriguez was that close to getting in, and you're right. He tried to jump the route and tried to pick off that ball. Rodriguez gets a great spin, almost gets in, but before he does, he fumbles the football. Didn't catch who stripped that ball by Hillcrest, but wonderful play by the Knight defense, and they will take over with 2:24 to play in the half on their own 1 yard line. Quarterback's going to take it himself, pushing blockers, trying to feel his way and get some space, and good run there. Good first and 10 on the 1 yard line run by Sweetwood. 2nd and 4, excuse me, on now.
Looks like a player has any equipment issues, so they're trying to get him on to the sideline. That'd be a number 11, Tate Prince.
So good run by Tyson Sweetwood to give them some breathing room. After the fumble recovery for the Knights defense, puts their offense on their own 1 yard line. And now they're on the 8. Sweetwood, pass to the outside. They love these screen passes. He brought down hard tackle in the backfield, and they go backwards. No flag on the play.
Yeah, Hillcrest sideline might have wanted something there, but good tackle. It's tough to take down Dax Shepard, but that it works when you tackle him with the upper body instead of just the legs. Sargent's been able to break free on a lot of the time when they grab his legs first. That time, upper body tackle, take him down, and it's a loss of yards.
So now,
big 3rd down.
Yeah, big 3rd down on the 3 yard line. It's going to bring up, I think it's a 3rd and 6. We got a timeout called by Hillcrest. And they'll talk it over, make sure they're on the same page, as this is a big 3rd down for Hillcrest on the 3rd and 8, on the 3 yard line.
Do you think they play shipping up to Boston every single 3rd down, Joel?
I think that's the tradition, which is a great song, by the way.
Dropkick Murphys coming to Pocatello soon, playing in the Portland Valley Amphitheater. I believe they're coming soon. They might have already been here. I just know I've seen the commercials for about a couple months of my job.
Check out our expanded list of regional prepcasts. Our resident experts talk about what's going on in the part of the state you live in. Be sure to catch the new regional prepcasts each week on IdahoSports.com or by downloading the new episodes wherever you get your podcasts. You can also watch each episode on the IdahoSports.com YouTube channel. So here's Sweetwood on 3rd and 8 on the 3-yard line. He's in his own end zone. He throws the outside, and that's a great catch. They're going to call it complete. Good stuff from number 1, Mason Davis.
A great catch there, right onto the sideline. Those are great passes because there's no way the defense can jump that route. The only possible way is either out of bounds or first down. Hillcrest delivers first down.
Big first down for Hillcrest with only a minute to play. If they want to score before half, they're going to have to strike big on this next set of downs. 4 wide. Sargent in the backfield with Sweetwood. Sweetwood takes the snap, and that's an errant pass. Pass intended for number 19, Dresden Thompson.
Yeah, trying to find Thompson there. No, didn't look at any other receiver. He just go Thompson the full way. Got a little jumpy there. Errant pass to the left. It'll be second down. 58 seconds to go here in the second. See if Hillcrest has a shot play here. Playing from the gun.
Four wide. Fans calling for Sweetwood to be let loose. When he runs in open space, he's dangerous. Long pass, he wants it all. That's caught. Jumping catch by his receiver, number 8, Creedon Neild. First down, Hillcrest.
Great time for a shot play. Delivers, and they'll rush up quickly to the ball, over the line.
Hurry up offense for Sweetwood. Sweetwood wants to go long again. He sets, he fires, that ball hangs a little bit too long. And that's gonna be another catch, and he's breaking tackles, and he's in for 6, Mason Davis. My goodness.
That was a heck of a catch, Joel. I think that was pass interference if he didn't come down with that. Oh, they're gonna call it back.
They're calling a pass interference against Mason Davis as he was double teamed. Bonneville fans love it. Hillcrest cannot believe it.
I'm pretty confused on that call, Joel. The Bonneville defender had his full body into the receiver. Unless it was called off ball, I'm not really sure how that was offensive pass interference. Unless it was maybe a holding.
And now 15 more yards for unsportsmanlike conduct called against Hillcrest. Will march them all the way to their own 35-yard line. Hillcrest can't believe it.
I'll have to guess what play they're going to run right here.
Mossholder, head coach Mossholder, the offensive coordinator for this night's offense. Sweetwood runs to his outside. Quick throw, goes out of bounds. Good heads-up play by the 2 seniors. Sweetwood to Davis. 27 seconds to play before halftime, and clock stops. Knights lead 14-7 in this heated rivalry. The Civil War, they call it. Ball on the 41-yard line for the Knights. Come out of the huddle. Twin receivers on both sides. Sweetwood, quick drop back, and a throw. It's going to be a screen. This is for number 19, Dresden Thompson. He breaks a couple tackles and gets all the way past the 50-yard line to the 42, 43-yard line. Hurry up offense continues. 10 seconds to play before half, and a timeout called by Mossholder. And I believe that's their second timeout of the half.
Yeah, second, possibly maybe the third. Also did not want to call a timeout there. And they were a little slow to the line, so they ended up kind of wasting almost 15 seconds there. It was the third
So that was their third timeout. And you're right, they took them too long to get to the line, and Mossel has got to call a timeout to preserve that clock. And the clock is at 10 seconds. And we've seen Hillcrest strike. You know they can strike again. Strike big, I mean. Last year the Knights were 10-3, 4-1 in conference play. Their only loss in conference play was to the Skyline Grizzlies. And they finished their season off with their third title in school history, defeating the Skyline Grizzlies. Hillcrest looking for a win tonight. 4 receivers, 2 on each side. No drop for Sweetwood. He goes the outside and he gets out of bounds. Good heads-up play again by Davis. That's the second time they've connected on this drive to go out of bounds. 5 seconds to play before half.
Special teams coming out. We get a field goal attempt.
So they're going to give Borgman, they trust Borgman big time. He's got a big leg on the 34-yard line. Is that a 51?
I believe
yarder?
so. There's a 51-yard
51-yarder for Borgman. He's got the leg. Coach trusts him. And in the big rivalry game, you'll take the points wherever you can get them. Bonneville will go back in case the kick is short. Back to receive the possible short kick is number 28, Caden Serling. Borgman awaits the snap.
No way.
And they're going to call a flag. We'll see what the flag is.
And it's on us, too.
So it's 5 yards for Hillcrest. False start. And so with 5 seconds to play, Borgman will not get a chance to kick the 51-yarder.
Yeah, won't get to make a 56-yard attempt. I'd almost still let him, but Sweetwood, he's made big shot play connections, so get a Hail Mary attempt.
Again, twin receivers on both sides. Hillcrest knows how to strike fast. 5-man front, drops back, has time, he's got room, he goes for it all, and that ball is caught in the end zone. Mason Davis, no pass interference this time. And as time expires in the half, Mason Davis makes it 20-7.
That was an impressive catch. And I don't know what, it looked like J.J. Tamayo went up to try to intercept that ball instead of just putting his hands up. Put his hands up, there's zero chance he connects there. His head goes for the pick and results in 6 for the Knights.
Borgman will now get a chance to kick, this time the PAT, a little bit easier than a 51-yarder. Waits the snap. It's a good snap, it's a good hold, and it's a good kick. And the Knights will go into halftime with a 2-touchdown lead, 21-7, leading this Civil War. Hillcrest Knights on their feet. We'll take a quick break and be right back for halftime stats, scoring drives, summaries, and some conversation. You're watching the Civil War on IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that. and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 3607.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota. Let's go places.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com here at Thunder Stadium for the Civil War. Hillcrest Knights leading the Bonneville Bees by a score of 21-7. Joel Richardson with Logan Kelso. And let's go over our scoring drive in the first quarter with 4:27 to play. Hillcrest had a 1-yard touchdown run by Dak Sargent, gave the score 7-0. Extra point was good, but no more scores till the second quarter when Bonneville, with 10:53 to play after a fumble recovery, got a 4-yard touchdown run by Jacobson Great run by him. Gave the score 7-7, tie game. And then later on in the second quarter, Hillcrest strikes with 7:38 to play, barely 2 minutes off the clock, thanks to a 12-yard touchdown run by Dak Sargent, his second of the night. And then with time expired, after a PI call and a penalty, they marched back and they were going to kick, and instead they had a false start called, and they go long to Davis for a 41-yard touchdown catch, 21-7. No PI called with time expired, and that's your score. Logan, we got the score. Give us what you've been seeing so far on that gridiron.
Yeah, Hillcrest meaning a variety of different players the ball between Mason Davis, Brody Doreen, Ethan Saunders, all the way down, Borgman, there's a kicker to try to get Thompson in it. Sweetwood's just been throwing the ball all around the field. And they've also had some great blocking. Been really impressed by Dak Sargent in the backfield, picking up some extra blocks. The linebackers of Bonneville have been great tonight, but been negated really by that Hillcrest offensive line. Tyson Sweetwood's been calm under pressure, and that reflects a 21-7 lead. But Bonneville had some big opportunities. They had a chance, Joel, with less than, 2 minutes before the half to even up the score. Kane Rodriguez came 1 yard away from the end zone before fumbling the ball at the 1. And yeah, Hillcrest 99 yards in less than 2 minutes, take 21-7 lead. Bright side for Bonneville, they will get the ball to start the second half. Downside for Bonneville, this looks like a must-score drive.
Yeah, no doubt. And that fumble on the 1 yard line was just brutal for Bonneville. As like you said, they were about to score and then they get the ball at half. They had a chance to not only tie it but then take the lead come the second half. And instead, they'll get the ball, but like you said, must score time for Bonneville. We've seen some bright stars on both sides. Of course, we came into this game knowing that those key players for Hillcrest, starting quarterback Tyson Sweetwood, starting running back Dak Sargent, starting wide receiver Mason Davis, huge, and they've been huge so far this game. And then for Bonneville, big opportunity for their now starting quarterback, Jackson Briggs. He's done a good job tonight. He's only a junior, but with Brock Faulkner out, Jackson Briggs has taken the reins and doing okay so far, I would say. He's made some good throws. And again, that would have been a throwing touchdown by Rodriguez, which ended up fumbling. But so far, so good for Jackson Briggs, who wasn't one of our key players for this game.
Yeah, he, I believe 3 for 4 passing. Not really letting him unleash the ball, but that's not because they don't trust him. They trust more in Aiden Mora, who's been terrific in the backfield for Bonneville so far, making the first guy miss. And even when the first guy makes contact, he still gets yards after first contact. Aiden Mora has been impressive. And then also their fullback play from Dallas Jacobson has been lining up as their first back. And they'll hand to him every once in a while. And every single time it seems like he's touched the ball, it's been an electric play, including scoring the lone touchdown for Bonneville. I see him maybe let Briggs get a little more aired out a little bit more. I think Hillcrest has kind of come out of half trying to come down on the run. They're going to try to put everything into stopping Aiden Moore. I'd like to see Briggs connect with a couple more receivers. He had one terrific pass to the tight end, Brock Ficker. I'd like to see Ficker get more involved, as he's only had one target, and his one target broke free and had 20-yard reception.
Good stuff from the Bonneville Bees. Even though they're down 21-7, they're playing good ball. Some of their keys for offense, get ball to playmakers in space. They've been able to do that. And then when they haven't been in space, Ada Mora has created space as their main back behind their quarterback, Jackson Briggs. Also, they wanted to run at will, and they're getting that. Their offensive line is young but big and athletic, according to Shane Stevenson, and we've seen that tonight.
Yeah, on the offensive line, I've been very impressed by number 77, Colton Young. He's been great on the left side of the line for the Bees, not really allowing Hillcrest to pressure the quarterback too much. As, like you said, young offensive line play, great offensive line play, only allowing one sack on what Jackson Briggs had to come out of the pocket and got taken down by, if I can remember the name, I believe it was 66 that got the sack, that being Damian Simmons, the senior.
Yeah, and let's talk about Hillcrest, Damian Simmons, and his host of massive offensive defensive lineman. Austin Reeves at center, Bodie Stepp. He's a junior offensive lineman. He's 290 pounds. He has great feet, according to Coach Mossholder. And he played a lot of backup during the playoffs, and now he's expecting to have a bigger role. And so far, so good in 1.5 games. And, of course, the junior left tackle, Gavin Allen. He's also 6'5", 260.
Oof. Yeah, got some big boys on the line over there for the Knights, defending champions, looking to repeat. But, you know, around 5A, it should be pretty competitive this year. Skyline obviously facing a lot of questions. It's tough to judge a 12-7 win against an out-of-state team. You really can't gauge how good an out-of-state team is, at least for us, where we're focusing really only on Idaho teams. So it'll be interesting to see Skyline, Hillcrest later down the Rhine. And then out west in central Idaho, you have Minico. They lost their star running back in Sawyer Robinson.
Preston Sauter
Cranny.
Yes.
I knew I had the hyphenated name. They lost him, and then they're playing tonight Bishop Kelly, who will be another contender in that 5A classification. Bonneville, like you said, ranked 12th, obviously 13th if you include Hillcrest in the Max Prep rankings. They're still going to look to be a playoff team. 0-2 start, but the tough strength of schedule. They take on Madison, who's going to be a top contender in 6A. Obviously, probably a tier below the Rigby Rocky Mountain, but they'll still be right in the mix of things in 6A. Then they lost to Bishop Kelly last week. Bishop Kelly going to be in the thick of things in 5A. So Bonneville looking to get back to the postseason after last year first-year head coach, got into the playoffs at 4-4. One of the feel-good stories of last season here in East Idaho. And still looking for that first big signature victory. And that could be, they'd like to get that one tonight here in the Civil War.
Let's look at some scores around East Idaho. Madison is leading Middleton in the third quarter 3-0. This is all on IdahoSports.com's Friday Night Flash. Go ahead and go on there and look at how your team and rivals are doing.
What quarter is that one in?
That one is in the third quarter, with Madison leading 3-0 over Middleton. Rigby down 10-7 in the second quarter to Syracuse out of Utah. And now let's go to 5A. Century leading Canyon Ridge 19-0 in the second quarter. Century is about to go 3-0.
That's impressive. I work at KPVI, local Channel 6 NBC station here in East Idaho. The fans voted Century Canyon Ridge as the East Idaho Game of the Week. Century, feel-good story early on this season.
Pocatello leading Idaho Falls 14-0. That game's being played at Pocatello at Lookout Field. Skyline and Blackfoot are tied 14-14 at half. When's the last time you heard that score?
Oh, wow. Cade Calvin, the sports reporter, he's been big on Blackfoot this year. He thinks they're going to be the surprise team out of East Idaho. And, well, that was surprising. 14-14.
Going to 4A, American Falls leading Filer 13-7 in the third. Firth leading Bear Lake 24-7 at half. Marsh Valley tied with North Fremont at zeros. They're playing at Marsh Valley. And North Fremont looking to go 3-0 in that one. South Fremont leading Westside 14-7 in the second. South Fremont started the season, I think they're 1-1, if not 0-2. Looking for a big win against a 3A opponent in the Westside Pirates. And that's 3A for East Idaho, or excuse me, that's 4A for East Idaho and some 3A as well. Aberdeen leading Declo 8-0 in the second. West Jefferson leading Cokeville out of Wyoming 7-0. And Ryrie dominating Malad Dragons by a score of 30-8 at half.
Oof. Yeah, this is not East Idaho, but is a bit by chance Bishop Kelly Minico score on there? Bishop Kelly alumni, gotta know. That's another big game.
This is for Minico, not Bishop Kelly. I kid. Minico, Bishop Kelly, no score there. The game started at 7, and they're playing tonight, but no score so far for Bishop Kelly and Minico. If you have a score, send it to editor@IdahoSports.com. As the teams are coming out, getting ready, warmed up for the second half. Want to remind you of our power boosters: Grand Peaks Medical, Pharmacy, Dental, and Behavioral Health, MVP Rentals, The Roof Resource, Teton Toyota, and Teton Volkswagen. Do you have what it takes to be a power booster for your school on IdahoSports.com? Show your devotion to your school and advertise your business at the same time by becoming a power booster. You get a large clickable display banner on every team page for your school and a clickable link with your business name on every broadcast we do for your school during the regular season. And state tournaments. Power boosters are a great way for you and your business, you and our business at Idaho Sports, to be seen by tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands of current and potential clients and customers. And the best part, it's 100% tax deductible. Becoming a Power Booster is fast and easy. Just email sales@IdahoSports.com, and within 24 hours, your business can be proudly seen on your favorite school's teams, schedules, rosters, and conference standings. Multi-school discounts are available. Again, email sales@IdahoSports.com to find out more about how you can become a Power Booster on IdahoSports.com.
I don't think we talked about it yet, but the uniforms. Bonneville kind of rolling with the Green Bay Packers look. Hillcrest going with the black and red with the all whites, black helmets.
Yeah, kind of like a New Mexico State almost.
Yeah.
UNM. For Hillcrest. Hillcrest leading the score of 21-7. We'll take a break and be right back for the start of the second half. You're watching the Civil War on East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At all our local teams.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide. And yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for you.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 3607.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. You're watching the Civil War. Bonneville Bees playing host, if you want to call it that, to their biggest rival, the Hillcrest Knights. Hillcrest Knights have won the last 10 out of 11 rivalry games. Brandon Mossholder, head coach for the Hillcrest Knights, has a 3-1 lead so far in his coaching career. Back-to-back Coach of the Year awards for Brandon Mossholder. He's got a good thing going on here at Hillcrest, Logan.
He really does. He's came in, also the quarterback for the semi-pro Blackfoot Bandits. The guy just loves football, and you can tell by his play calling he's been terrific tonight, mixing it up, getting different players the ball, and this will be a big drive. We kind of said it at halftime. I think this is somewhat of a, actually I do. I'm gonna put my foot down. I think this is a must-score drive here for Bonneville if they want to stay in this game. Hillcrest only been stopped once. It was on a turnover. Bonneville's going to need to get something rolling.
Keys the game for Bonneville. We'll get the ball to the playmakers in space, run at will, and use that young but stout offensive line. Have improved QB performance and taken advantage of opportunities. Logan, I would say this is an opportunity right now as they have the ball to start the second half. They're going to take it out of the end zone. Gets past the bevy of tacklers, past the 20-yard line, and a better return than the last one for the Bonneville Bees.
Yeah, because that's around the 25. Good starting position here for the Bees.
So Logan Kelso calls it a must-score drive for the Bonneville Bees.
All I got is this.
And we'll see if they can do just that. Bonneville wants to control the ball on offense and defense, not allow their offense to give the ball too quickly, and obviously score when they have the opportunity. And the first snap of the second half is a run up the middle. And good push by both lines. Good stout football to start the half.
Yeah, I said at half, I think Hillcrest really going to zero in on the run. Aiden Moore kind of made him pay on a couple of those runs in the first half. Great gang tackling, swarming Mora, not letting him get anything. It'll be 2nd and 10.
So B is going left to right, south to north in the green and yellow. And the Packers jerseys. And here's a run up the middle by Cooper Stevenson, who's back in the game after being out most of the first half with injury.
Yeah, it's a good sign for Bees fans. Stevenson went out, first, second play of the game for Bonneville's offense. Big run there.
Good run by Bonneville Bees. 1st and 10 on the 33-yard line. And just a minute ticked off in this half. Jackson Briggs, the starting quarterback for the Bees, as Brock Faulkner is out with injury. Throw over the middle, and that's going to fall incomplete. And there's a flag from the far side. And Hillcrest fans are not going to like that. Coach Stevenson, though, claps his hands.
Is it a late hit? Or
I think he threw the flag in the vicinity of the receivers. And so that's going to be a pass interference against Hillcrest.
Yeah, number 1, Mason Davis, just gets a little bit of a shoulder on the defense. I don't think it was really an intentional touch of the receiver, but nevertheless, according to the rule book, that is PI. So another big opportunity. Bonneville wants to capitalize on opportunities tonight. Another one right here, big one right here.
We're here broadcasting on the east side of the stadium. Hillcrest fans on our side. And so we hear them more than we hear the Bonneville fans. And of course, they were unhappy with that call. And a good crowd here for the Hillcrest Knights fans as they're looking to continue their journey with this team on their way, hoping that they're on their way to another state championship. Hillcrest has the personnel, they have the coaches, but you never know what's lurking in this conference and in 5A across the state. Jackson Briggs hands it off. Goes left side and continues to break tackles. Again, that young, stout offensive line is doing work for the Bees on every play.
Yeah, they haven't seemed to lose any energy out there. Still giving their all. No slowing down the Bees' offensive line. So they're going to get quickly to the line, no huddle.
Handoff up the middle, and that's the first stop by this Hillcrest Knights defensive line since there was a sack by Damian Simmons earlier in the first half. Good stuff there from the defensive line of Knights.
They call a timeout?
Timeout called by the Bees. So they'll get together and talk things over as they face a 3rd and long. We'll take a quick break too and be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night, the Civil War on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium, home of the Bonneville Bees. Hillcrest Knights leading 21-7. The Bees 3rd and 9 on the 49-yard line with the ball. 10:18 to play. Hillcrest looking for a stop here. Playing in his zone defense. Throw to the outside. That throw is caught and completed. Making a couple guys miss is number 1 for Bonneville, McCaden Kelson. That's his first catch of the game. And he's just shy of the first down.
Easy call, go for it here. I will say, last name Kelso. That's the first person I've seen with the last name Kelso that wasn't from a TV show.
No wonder he made such a great catch, Logan.
Definitely not related to me. I did have the athletic genes. That's why I'm up here in the booth.
4th and 3 on the 43-yard line. Same here, Logan. 9:37 and counting to play in the 3rd quarter. Knights lead 21-7, and Bees going for it for sure. Briggs surveys the defense. Receiver to his right, and they're going to hand it off to the first man. That's Stevenson. Did he get there? Hillcrest says no. Bonneville looking. Both sides making a case. And it's going to be Hillcrest football. Turnover on downs. Huge stop by the Knights defense.
Interesting move there. Give it to Stevenson instead of Mora or Jacobson, who's been playing a little bit of that fullback role. Stevenson facing a little bit of an injury in the first half. They trusted him with that 4th and 1. Couldn't quite get it. What a stop by Hillcrest.
So with 4th and 3 on the 41-yard line, they go to Stevenson. He was the first running back, so he didn't have the extra blocker. And the Knights are able to stay stout on defense and force a turnover on downs. And with 21-7, Hillcrest fans are feeling good about another rivalry victory. Sweetwood in the shotgun. 3 receivers. Hands it off to who else but Sargent. Sargent gets second level. Breaking some tackles. Finally tripped up. Crosses the 50-yard line. Gets to the 44. First down, Hillcrest.
Yeah, Sargent just broke free right there. Came out pretty much untouched. Over 10 yards. Gets the first down. If I'm Hillcrest, I'm probably just going to keep the ball on the ground. Here's some short yard pass. Keep the clock rolling. 14-point lead. You put one more score on the board. It's going to be almost insurmountable at this late stage in high school football.
Hillcrest knows how to take long drives, but he wants it all. Sweetwood goes long. He's got his man open. Touchdown! Hillcrest. Tate Prince. The 44-yard touchdown reception. No methodical drive on that one.
Don't listen to me. Don't listen to me. Shot play there. Goes to number 11, like you said, Tate Prince. What a beautiful pass by Sweetwood. He read that defense well. Had man coverage. Prince had him beat. The Knights, 6 more on the board.
PAT pending, 27-7. Trying to make this a 21-point lead. The snap is low, the kick is up, and the kick is good for Borgman. No problem. 28-7, Knights lead after a turnover on downs. A big run by running back Dak Sargent set up the 44-yard touchdown catch by Tate Prince.
Now if you're Bonneville, if there's a time to let Jackson Briggs start slinging the ball, it's right around now. Down 21 points. Still early in the third. See if Briggs can get something going through his arm. Hillcrest has been expecting the run all day. They've been receiving the run all day. See if, and Briggs now, he's, I believe, 5 for 6, 4 for 5 passing right now. He hasn't made any errant passes quite yet. And on one of the incompletions, got a PI call.
And Bonneville has been running the ball. One of the keys was running the ball at will, and their line has gotten a push. But it was on that last drive that Hillcrest, for the first time, stopped the run. Hillcrest has gotten a sack from Damian Simmons, but in terms of stopping the run, they hadn't done that until the last defensive stop that eventually caused the turnover on downs. So Hillcrest defense stepping up in this second half. Ball falls down off the tee, and they'll try it again.
It's always anticlimactic when that happens.
Again, it's been rivalry week, and it's funny to have a rivalry early in the season, but that's how it went this year. And there's been some rivalry shenanigans between both teams. Of course, the Hillcrest Rock, if you saw on social media, had been painted green with a Bonneville lettering. And then on the other side, Bonneville's goalposts and a granite rock at the front of the school were painted in Hillcrest colors. As that ball goes up and out of bounds, nice kick from Borgman. Mossholder loves his special teams kicker.
Yeah, in high school, it's always tough to have, reliable special teams. So when you do have a kicker like Borgman, it has to relieve somewhat of stress. 14-14.
So Bonneville takes over after giving up a long touchdown. We'll see what their offense can do. And Logan called it. Time to let quarterback Jackson Briggs start slinging around, and he slings it for a first down.
Yeah, and even in, loss or even in, currently losing, it's nice to get your junior quarterback, fresh starter, getting him some reps before you get later into the season. It's just the first game in conference play for both these teams. So, Bonneville will have a bye week next week and then 5 straight to finish the season before the playoffs.
Bonneville's got 3 wide. They're looking for a screen pass. They pass it, but that's an interception. Maybe the easiest catch for that Knight linebacker he'll get all year. And I don't think Briggs saw Ryan Meacham, the inside linebacker and tight end. The senior 200-pounder was rumbling, trying to get that pick 6, Logan.
Yeah, he had Mora to his right. He could have took the easy dump pass to Mora. Instead, tries to get a little bit more, throws it into the flats, and doesn't quite work out.
The wheels coming off for Bonneville High School. Briggs throws his first pick of the night. Last year, Bonneville threw 16 interceptions, and Coach Stevenson wanted to shorten that up a little bit more. You're going to throw picks, no doubt. You have some great defenses in 5A, amazing defenses in High Country Conference, but trying to keep those interceptions at a lower number. But that's the first one of the night for Briggs. Other than that, he's had a good game tonight, but Hillcrest takes over just inside the red zone on the 19-yard line. Sweetwood will take it himself. He's got to make a couple guys miss, and he's tackled. Can't get around 2 defenders, and we got a flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back, Logan.
Yeah, I think it might have been a little bit of a holding call. Sweetwood had a little too good of a, it'll be holding. A little too good to be true. Sweetwood had way too much space open. Had to be something.
So they'll go backwards to the 29-yard line. So 1st and 20.
I don't think Hillcrest's too concerned.
8:05 to play in the third quarter. Hillcrest up, like you say, 28-7. Hillcrest knows how to strike fast, and they also know how to manage the clock. Sweetwood takes the snap, steps up, throws it across the middle. Good defense there from the Bees. That's number 20, keeping that pass out of the receiver's hands. Weston Ellsworth, the junior DB. Good stuff from the 5'9" Ellsworth.
Yeah, good job by Sweetwood. Really only throw it to where only his receiver could really make a play on it, or make a catch, I should say. Not easy to pick that one off.
Sweetwood has had himself a good game. Last week in their first game had 203 passing yards versus Madison. The dude's 6'4", 185, and uses that entire frame to sling the ball all around and to manage this offense. Sweetwood with 4 wide. They're looking to strike once again. He goes long to the outside, and that's caught. Punched out of bounds. Dresden Thompson. Thompson wanted to get another score. But he's pushed out of bounds just inside the 5.
And what's most impressive to me about Sweetwood is he's as good of his arm talent as he is in his physical stature. He's a great game manager. He takes his first looks, gets his first, second reads off. His offensive line gives him time, and he has just so many weapons to throw to, hand the ball off to. Makes his job easy. He doesn't do anything too much.
7:45 to play. Clock stopped as Thompson went out of bounds. Sweetwood under center. Hands off to the second backer, and he's going to be in for 6. Who else but number 38?
I believe that was 32. I believe that was Sargent.
Excuse me, 32. Daxton Sargent. I don't know why I saw 38 there. Of course it was Sargent. 34-7. Sargent punches it in for 6 more.
Wheels starting to fall off here for Bonneville.
And The extra point is up for Borgman and in. 35-7, Knights lead. We'll take a quick break and be right back for more action here at the Thunder Stadium. You're watching East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium as the score is 35-7. All Hillcrest most of this game after a 4-yard touchdown run by Dak Sargent, giving them a 28-point lead. And on that last possession by Bonneville to start the half, color guy extraordinaire Logan Kelso said that was a must-score drive for Bonneville, and instead, on 4th and 3, they turned over on downs, and it's been all Hillcrest. 2 touchdowns after another offensive possession led to an interception thrown by Bonneville's Jackson Briggs. So defense shoring up with a turnover on downs and an interception in the second half, Logan.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, they're going to have to still throw the ball with Jackson Briggs. Really no other choice. Down 28 points. And, man, we're only 2 minutes and 20 seconds in here in the third quarter. Slowed down greatly. Hillcrest's first drive of the game lasted over 5 minutes. And now Bonneville is going to have to look for something here to get rolling. Really the first errant bad pass, Briggs, was his last one that resulted in interception. But I keep the confidence with him and keep passing.
Briggs hands it off. This is number 2. Aiden Mora gets second level. Good stuff from Mora to get first down. About a 15-yard run to start this drive, and Mora's pumped up.
He just drags defenders. It's a very impressive young running back, the senior.
Of course, the freshman and JV played earlier this week, and the Knights won both those games. So Knights are 2-0 in the rivalry this week, trying to go 3-0, and so far so good for the Knights. An outside throw by Briggs is incomplete, and we have a flag in the backfield. I think this is going to go against the Bees.
Yeah, there's holding. So right when they get something positive moving with a big run by Mora, instantly the penalty almost negates that entire run, pushes them back to where they started.
So the clock continues to stop because of incomplete passes or touchdowns by Hillcrest. Penalties as well. The second half is slowed down. Briggs feels the pressure, rolls to the near side, finds the guy open, but overthrows. Pass intended for number 13, Ryan Flynn. No flags down, but ball goes incomplete. That brings up 2nd and 20 on the 24-yard line for the Bees.
Yeah, 1st and 20. Kind of surprised they didn't go with the run back with Morrell. See who they go with here on 2nd down.
Be sure you're checking the Friday Night Flash for current scores across the state, especially here in East Idaho if you're an East Idaho fan. And also if you're an East Idaho fan, check out the East Idaho Prepcast on IdahoSports.com. Myself, Joel Richardson, my co-host Sean Kane, talk the biggest stories from Districts 5 and 6 here in East Idaho. Week in and week out. It's always a good time on the East Idaho Prepcast. Join us. Good run from Ada Mora. Almost gets the yards back that they lost on the hold. And then it'll bring up a 3rd, but still long for the Bees.
Yeah, big passing down here. They're not, I'd say, too dangerous in the area to really go for it on 4-down territory unless they get close again. 3rd and 14 at their own 31.
Dallas Jacobson, the only Bees player to score. He tied the game with a 4-yard touchdown run in the second quarter. Bees need something here with 6:20 and counting to play in the third quarter. And we got false starts by the entire offensive line from the Bees, and they'll march backwards once again. And again, the offensive line has been playing well, but still young, and even though this is their third game, still working out some of the kinks, Logan.
Yeah, they're really disciplined in the first half, and Bonneville's came out, made some mistakes they really weren't making in that first half. Little small things, holding calls, false starts. Just another punishment here as they'll push it back to, I believe, 3rd and 19.
On the 26-yard line, 6:18 to play in the third. Bees go 3 wide. Can the Hillcrest Knights continue their stout defense? Stifling, if you will. Briggs puts a man in motion. Takes the snap, no drop, throws the outside, and that's going to be too short for the Bees. And that ball has not been as zippy as we've seen it throughout this game from Briggs.
No, now that Hillcrest knows when when you're in those 3rd and long, they know you're going to go with the pass. So Hillcrest playing strong defense, and like you said, not the best pass. Threw off his first read.
4th and 19 on the 26. They're forced to punt. Back to receive for Hillcrest is number 3, Brody Dorning. It's a good snap, and it's a high punt, but it's going to be short. And it bounces, takes a Hillcrest bounce, and Hillcrest will take over in Bonneville territory on the 42-yard line. So not a great punt from Bonneville, and Hillcrest will have another opportunity to punch another one in. Are you interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com? We are always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. Salespeople, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, even broadcasters like Logan Kelso. Email editor at IdahoSports.com to find out more. And make the memories last a lifetime by owning this digital game file for just $15. Click the Download Archives button to order yours of another edition of the Civil War, where Hillcrest leads 35-7 and looking for more with under 6 minutes to play in the third. Sweetwood puts Ryan Meacham in motion. Fake handoff, throws the screen pass to Ethan Saunders, and Saunders gets second level. First down and then some more. Crossing the 35-yard line by Hillcrest.
That was a beautiful play design. Good blocking to get Saunders some room to run. First down, Knights.
And you're seeing a lot more of those screen plays in the last 10 years or so of football, at all levels. West Coast offense alive and well here at Hillcrest. Another throw, this time to the outside, the near side, nice, makes a man miss. Great stuff from number 8, Creedon Neild, the senior wide receiver, and that's another first down for the Knights offense.
Yeah, once again, Sweetwood just finding one of his many weapons open, and once you give anyone, especially like Creedon Neild, some space, they'll make you pay. Another first down for the Knights.
And Neild had a great move. He just fakes out and stays inside for the extra yards after catch. 1st and 10 on the 21-yard line, sniffing that red zone. It's a handoff, feeling his way for a couple yards. And that's Minor on the carry.
Gonna get Minor some more snaps, more experience, just a sophomore, future running back of this, or future starting running back, I should say, already a running back on this Hillcrest Knights team. He'll play big into the Knights' future plans.
Head coach and offensive coordinator Brandon Mossholder in his 5th year with this Knights team loves his offense and loves getting the young players involved in every snap he can. And we got a timeout by Hillcrest. We'll take a timeout as well. You're watching East Idaho Game Night, another edition of the Civil War. Hillcrest Bonneville. We'll be right back right after this.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Welcome back. Joel Richardson with Logan Kelso. Bruce Richardson on camera, bringing you this Civil War. Bonneville versus Hillcrest. Hillcrest leading by many as they go long for another score. Receivers are up. Amazing catch. We'll see what they call it. And that's caught. Touchdown, number 9, Kyler Spang. The 6-foot senior. First time we've called his name tonight, they call his first number for a touchdown.
Yeah, let's get that video to ESPN. That was something. that was a beautiful catch.
Spang,
Mossed him.
I was going to say Spang mosses the DB. And with 4:25 to play, Spang brings it in for 6. And we have a penalty against Hillcrest.
Late substitution call. You don't see that one very often.
And of course, this is only the second game for the Knights, so still ironing out some kinks on their end for sure. Man, we're going to have to go watch that highlight again at another time. That was an amazing catch by Kyler Spang. First time we've called his number all night. First time they've called his number. As the kick is up and good, no problem. And it's 42-7 in favor of the Knights. And unfortunately, we have an injury on the field. So we'll have an injury timeout for the officials. We'll be right back. You're watching East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
At Valleywide Cooperative, we're here when you need us. For 100 years, we have been here to help you with food, fuel, and good old-fashioned advice. And for us, serving is more than a job, it's a way of life, which is why we pour so much into the communities around us. We've employed hundreds of your neighbors. We take pride in that, and in giving back millions in sponsorships, grants, donations, and scholarships. It's our way of saying thanks. We're Valleywide, and yesterday, today, and tomorrow, we're here for...
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to the Civil War on East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com. Injured player for Bonneville, lower extremity injury. Hopefully he's okay. He comes off limping with help from his coaches. But before that, a massive touchdown catch by Kyler Spang. We're going to call it 18 yards for the senior wide receiver. And he used as much of the 6 foot as he had to moss his defender and bring it down as we have a good return. Nice stiff arm from the Bees. Kickoff returner. I think that was number 3, Ridge Vale,
I think you're right.
on the return. The junior DB. You know, this Bonneville team, we've called a lot of juniors tonight. This team, Stevenson is in his second year, next year in his third year. He'll have a lot of seniors to work with. And, you know, if they're still 1 year away, they're going to be dangerous next year, Logan.
Yeah, like you said a lot. Well, we said a couple times now. First year last year, 4-4, made the postseason. This year's a pretty tough start. They're going to start out 0 and what looks like to go 0-3, bearing an incredible miracle here. But for the rest of the season, Bonneville is going to be in competitive games. I mean, they took on arguably the 3 toughest teams they're going to face all year to begin their season, with Madison, a contender in the 6A, Bishop Kelly, a contender in the 5A, and then the reigning champs looking to repeat in the Hillcrest Knights.
Run up the middle by Bonneville. He gets second level, cuts the outside. Here goes Mora. He's off to the races. Hillcrest Knights trying to chase him down. He gets the 30. Tackle just outside the 20-yard line. Amazing run. Aiden Mora.
Aiden Mora hasn't heard the final whistle yet.
Aiden Mora, fantastic run. He breaks free, gets the outside, and goes for about a 60-yard run there, Logan.
Yeah, that was impressive. Just broke free, got to the second level. There's no one there. Ran out of little steam. Hillcrest finally catches up to him right around the 20-yard line.
And it's impressive, you know, again, culture. You had 5-6 Hillcrest defenders sprinting down the field trying to stop Mora. You know, you might see the score, but you know what? I'm gonna preserve my energy, conserve my energy. But you know, Mossler keeps these kids accountable, and there's no way they're playing again, you know, next game if they slow down on that pursuit.
Right.
But Aiden Mora gets all the way to the 17-yard line, and that was a penalty against Hillcrest. So now it's 1st and 5 on the 17. And the offensive line pushes that pile a couple yards in a thick of dust. Brings up a 2nd and short for the Bees.
They're rolling quick here, keeping Stevenson and Jacobson in the backfield. Morris still on the sideline after the big run.
Briggs under center, 2 backs. That's Stevenson. He throws low, but it's caught. It's caught by Kane Rodriguez, and he gets in for 6. The Bees strike, and the lights go out.
A little bit of a low pass. Kane Rodriguez comes up with it and redeems himself, this time finding 6.
So with 3:21 to play, Kane Rodriguez catches a low ball, but gets in for a 4-yard touchdown catch. Extra point pending, and these Bees are not going away. Kick is up, and kick is good. So 42-14 with 3:21 to play, and thanks to a long run by Ada Morris, sets up the Kane Rodriguez 4-yard touchdown catch.
Yeah, and that's what you love to see if you're Bonneville's coaching staff. See your team, you'll have 21 unanswered here in the second half to begin the third quarter, and allowing a Hail Mary to score to end the second half or first half. It's just been disaster after disaster for Bonneville. To see your team still come out there and still give it their all and finding 6 definitely says a lot about the new culture being set in Bonneville, or at Bonneville.
Yeah, Coach Stevenson in his second year. Previously, he was the offensive coordinator at Prescott High School, but he's coached all over the place here in the West. He was previously a defensive line coach. The dude also has an MBA, so he knows how to inspire and establish culture, and he's doing just that with, like you said, Logan, you could just give up, but this young team, a lot of juniors, sophomores, a few seniors, not giving up in this rivalry game. 42-14. Of course, Hillcrest has won the last 10 out of 11 games in this heated battle.
Yo, how do you already have posts on, right? Does Moss really be posting?
Hillcrest awaits the kickoff from Bonneville. And they go for the onside kick. The ball pops up. It's fumbled and bumbled, but we have a flag down that should be a penalty against Bonneville. We'll await the call, though, Logan. What do you got?
Yeah, I think they broke a little early.
Oh, such a great catch.
Legal procedure, it sounds like.
It must be posted on Wise. Oh, no, this was Jimson. I know, but like, the other one, it said Hillcrest football. Doesn't Moss run that?
So they're going to march him back 5 yards for the illegal procedure on special teams. And we'll see what they set up here. In Bonneville, they're not going away. They're looking for the onside kick. We'll see what they draw up here, Logan.
Yeah, try it again. Hillcrest was fumbling around last time. See if they, this time Bonneville can get into the scramble and come up with it.
Will they try it again? They will. It's their onside kick. But once again, a flag is thrown and another, looks like illegal procedure called against the Bees.
Yeah, they're trying to run, put some guys in motion, and it's not really working out too well. Now it looks like maybe a timeout. Yep, it'll be a timeout for Bonneville.
Timeout called for Bonneville. Let's look at Bonneville's schedule. Talk about how tough this schedule has been for them. They lost to Madison, lost to Bishop Kelly, and so far losing to Hillcrest tonight. And then they play Idaho Falls at Rafston Stadium. And, you know, Idaho Falls losing to Pocatello so far tonight. And so that might be Bonneville's first win of the season. And then they play Blackfoot, who's a much improved and a sleeper in the High Country Conference. Then Thunder Ridge, who, you know, you never know what you're going to get from Thunder Ridge. They've been on the rise as well. Shelley's struggling this year so far. And then Skyview and Skyline to wrap up the season. So Bonneville has got a couple wins, not baked in, but games they should win. However, nothing's easy this year for Bonneville, especially starting 0-2 against Madison and Bishop Kelly.
Yeah, and being in a very competitive conference. In the District 6. 7 of the last 9 state titles have came out of this district. I believe the other 2 belong to Bishop Kelly.
So Bonneville, after the timeout, will kick it once again. And this time, it's a power kick. A line drive goes off. Number 3 for Hillcrest, Ethan Saunders. But he picks it up and will run up the middle. And he's dragged down at about the 35-yard line to start this drive. Let's look at Hillcrest's schedule. Of course, they beat Madison 23-22 in a barn burner last week. A game-winning touchdown from Hillcrest won that game. And then, of course, Bonneville tonight, then Thunder Ridge. And Hillcrest is a favorite in that game. And then Skyline at Hillcrest, last year's game at Skyline. Skyline won by double digits, but that game was closer than the score showed. And, of course, Hillcrest got their revenge in the title game. Following Skyline will be Shelley, Blackfoot, Twin Falls, Rigby, and then Idaho Falls to close the season for Hillcrest. That Rigby-Hillcrest game could be an absolute gem. Looking forward to that one. That's October 17th.
Yeah, it should be a good one.
Sweetwood takes the snap, hands it off. Running back feeling his way for a couple yards. Clock rolls with 3 minutes and counting to play in the third quarter.
They gave Dorning the run there.
So 2 games that I have circled, Logan. Skyline, September 19th at Hillcrest for Hillcrest, and then again at Rigby. That'll be a tough battle for both teams. Of course, both champions, right?
Right, yeah.
6A and 5A champs in Rigby and Hillcrest. Go ahead, Logan.
I was going to say, at halftime, we talked about the I'll let you do this play real quick.
Yeah, here's Brody Dorning once again. He's trying to make a couple guys miss, but good defense by the Bees to get in the backfield and not allow Dorning to get much there. Go ahead.
We were talking about halftime, some scores, and the most shocking one, Skyline, Blackfoot, 14-14. Now the third quarter, updated score, Skyline 35, Blackfoot 14.
Wow.
So Skyline looks like they woke up a little bit in that third quarter, but nevertheless, Blackfoot very much improved again after last season, going from, I believe, a winless season to a 4-4 playoff bid to this year.
Right.
Contending with Skyline.
So 21 unanswered points from Skyline brings that score to 35-14 for you East Idaho fans. Sweetwood is flushed out of the pocket. He'll take it himself. He's dangerous in the open field. Drags a tackler all the way to the 45-yard line. And that tackle was by number 22 of Bonneville, J.J. Tamayo, the junior DB. Again, another junior. And Tamayo's a 6'2 junior.
He's been really good in coverage on a one-on-one. But I like that move by Sweetwood. He could have taken the easy way out and just walked out of bounds, not untouched inside. Decides to make contact, gets that 6 extra yards. So you have to see out of your quarterback.
Sweetwood with him 3 wide. Hands it off. Getting second level is Minor once again. And Minor taking a lot of snaps in this second half, giving Dak Sargent a well-deserved break.
Yeah, Sargent's been arguably the most impressive player for Hillcrest today in terms of blocking. Every run he seems to have has been very impactful. And the crazy thing is, Joel, I don't think he's even going to be our player of the game. You can almost name the entire offense player of the game. You can almost name Brendan Mossholder player of the game because of how good his play calling's been.
You know, we've never given it to the head coach, but maybe we should. Brendan Mossholder, the head coach and offensive coordinator for this team. Sweetwood in the shotgun. Throws to the near side. Nice screen pass to number 36. That's Boston Morris once again on the catch.
Getting some touches in here today. Then one of the mini wide receivers for Hillcrest that's gotten multiple catches in this one.
So 1st and 10 on the 31-yard line with 15 seconds. And I think they're going to let this clock run out, and that'll take us to the first quarter. Hillcrest Knights leading the Bonneville Bees by a score of 42-14. We'll be right back for the closing quarter of action. You're watching the Civil War on East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Vaping sucks you in quick, and the more you vape, the harder it is to quit. Not to mention all the chemicals and health problems. That's why thousands of teens are joining My Life, My Quit. Visit mylifemyquit.com or text Start My Quit to 36072.
Welcome to the start of the fourth quarter here at Thunder Stadium. 12 minutes before the Knights secure their victory, 42-14. Here's a handoff up the middle, and carrying tacklers with him. Is number 2, Brody Dorning once again.
Yeah, Dorning getting plenty of carries here. Continuing to get carries here in the fourth. And do we have a QB change, Joel? Do you see Sweetwood out there? I believe I see 9 taking snaps. Maybe. Number 5.
Number 5 is Jaden Milano. Yeah, the senior quarterback also plays safety. He's 5'9", 165. So Sweetwood's night likely done. Milano will take it himself, follow his blockers to the right side, hits that B gap and gets a couple yards. Good run there from the now quarterback Milano. Let's go over keys to the game from both these teams, and let's see how they've done for themselves. You know, Hillcrest wanted to limit the big plays, clean up special teams, no kickoff returns for touchdowns, and they knew it was going to be hot. They're going to be staring into the sun during the first half. It's a rivalry, and Coach Mossholder said, we play a faceless opponent. No matter who we play the same way, whether it's a rivalry game, non-conference game. How'd they done tonight, Logan?
It's been working. Another thing he said was stop the run, which they've done for the most part outside of one massive real run out of Aiden Mora. But I think they'll take that with the score. Bobbled snap.
High snap, but he falls on it. Nice heads-up play.
Yeah, just a high snap. Milano didn't have the best hands on it. Probably have some backups all over for Highland. I'm guessing probably on the offensive line as well. It's good for Hillcrest, not Highland, excuse me. It's good for Hillcrest to get these guys some reps. And, after last week playing such a close game against Madison, they really probably didn't get a lot of these guys into the game. So to get Milano some looks, just in case, injuries do happen in football, and to get these guys some reps in this type of game, a full quarter even, is huge.
No doubt Milano has that snap go over his head. This time the snap is straight to his chest. Milano tries to make a man miss in the backfield. He slips. He's brought down by a gang of tacklers, and he might lose a yard or so there. Now it's 4th down, and we'll see what Mossholder wants to do, whether to give his team some more reps or bring in the field goal unit.
I would say field goal unit, but it doesn't look like they're going to bring them in.
Cash Clements out, Tate Prince in. Tate Prince, a sure-handed target for Jaden Milano. Again, Jaden Milano in now for Tyson Sweetwood. Sweetwood's night should be done pending any drastic changes in this ball game. Bees have played a good ball game, honestly, despite the score. And Bees trying to establish themselves in this very tough High Country Conference. High throw, he's got his man open, and that's just dropped in the end zone. He can't believe it. Tate Prince, I just said that's called broadcaster curse there, Logan. I just called him sure-handed, but that's a tough catch as the ball is over his right shoulder. That's a tough catch from Tate Prince, and he falls incomplete.
Yeah, his hands were a little, how do you say, crossed. I'm doing the visual in the box. You guys don't really have camera on me. But hands were a little crossed. Didn't have the best hands on the catch there to secure the ball, I should say. But I think this penalty will keep the ball with Highland. Or not Highland, Hillcrest.
Penalty against Bonneville will give Hillcrest even better field position than they already have. And they'll be just on this side of the 10-yard line, 11-yard line we'll call it. 8:46 to play, 1st and 10 for Hillcrest after that penalty.
Number 0 rolling in for Hillcrest. Ryan Meacham, their tight end. He's going to be the first back. And it looks like Sargent's back in there as well.
So Meacham likely the blocker for, and he is, but a big hit. Does he get in? No, he's going to be short. So Sargent follows that blocker Meacham really nicely, but the Bonneville's defense stayed stout on that run because he had a massive hole at that first level, but as he hit that BC gap, he was met by some heavy tackling by the Bees.
Yeah, now they'll be in, looks like 1st and goal from the 5. Imagine just keep the ball on the ground. As we approach 8 minutes remaining in this one.
Quarterback under center, continuing the same pattern that we've seen. And here's a run up the middle, and he's going to be in. Touchdown, Hillcrest.
Couldn't know if I quite got the number on that, if that was, looks like it was Sargent. Or no, excuse me, that was Elon Minor.
That was Minor for the touchdown.
Got a couple carries here. I was mixing up. I said Dax Sargent earlier as well. He's 32, not 23. Flip-flopped it.
Extra point pending. The kick is up, and the kick is once again good from Rylan Borgman. Sure-footed. Coach loves his kicker. So Hillcrest tacks on another touchdown. They lead 49-14 And as the team, special teams get ready, we'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching the East Idaho Game Night on IdahoSports.com.
Help dreams come true with the Ideal 529 Education Savings Program. Our easy-to-use tools make it simple to plan for your child's education. With tax benefits and ownership flexibility, Ideal is the perfect way to save for college, trade school, apprenticeships, K-12 education, and student loan repayment nationwide. Join us at our next webinar to learn more about the 529 plan. Enrolling takes just 15 minutes, and you can start with just $25. Visit idsaves.org to learn more.
Dear non-stick surface, you're great for scrambling eggs, but to drive on, good thing we have amazing traction. Let's bond. Toyota all-wheel drive vehicles.
Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium, home with the Bonneville Bees. For right now, it's the Hillcrest house as they lead 49-14 with just under 8 minutes to play in this game. It's been a beautiful night for football. Wheels falling off for the Bees late in the first half and this entire second half, but staying strong as they did score a touchdown in the third quarter. But Hillcrest strikes back with a touchdown of their own. Short touchdown run by Minor, giving the score 49-14. Here's the kickoff return. Good speed there from number 3, Ridgevale, the junior linebacker and defensive back. Vale's had some nice opportunities tonight in the kickoff unit.
Yeah, he has, and the first couple kickoff returns, Bonneville got stifled, and since then they've started to work the ball to around the 25. This time, the 26, best kickoff return so far tonight for the Bees. Like you said earlier, Bonneville hasn't played necessarily that bad. I mean, most of these passes by Sweetwood are unbelievable. I mean, some of these one-on-one catches have been highlight plays. Sure, you'll see it on Idaho Sports Instagram later on. I'm sure you could already check Hillcrest Instagram for him right now.
Nice run to the right side by B, staying on his feet. Number 2, Adam Mora on the carry, gets the right side, gets a couple of yards and then some. 7:28 and counting to play in this one. Gain of 3, bring up 2nd and 7 on the 30-yard line for the Bees. Here's another run, this time up the middle. Stevenson gets the nod for a short carry, and good to see Stevenson back out there after that first quarter injury. He's played most of this second half.
Yeah, Stevenson getting some good snaps here in the second half. Like you said, and got taken out of the game in the first couple real plays on offense.
3rd and 4 for the Bees. Maybe time to give it to Adam Mora, who is averaging about 6 yards per carry this season. And they do give it to Mora. He finds his way, picks his way through the middle, and he'll get first down and then some more. Good run there for Mora. Good push by the offensive line.
You don't have a statistician for us, but I'd guess that Mora has to be around the 130, 150 range for rushing yards at this point.
Mora's had a great night tonight. Next time we'll have a stat guy. 2 backs. This has been the offense for the night for Bonneville. It's a throw slant to this near side. Way to hang on to the ball is for number 43, despite 3 tacklers trying to strip it from him. That's John Felshaw. First time we've called his name, the 5'11 senior.
Yeah, trying to get him some touches now in this one. He'll be used as a weapon later on down the line for Bonneville this season.
And I like that sure pass from Briggs. We've seen in this second half some wobbly passes, some unsure passes from the junior quarterback. But Briggs has done an amazing job coming in for Faulkner despite a few missed passes. He finds himself in trouble, and he's brought down with anger by number 2, Brody Dorning. Dorning doing it on offense and defense, and he's fired up.
Yeah, he's been up there today. He'll be up in the player of the game discussion for us at the end of the game. got a handful of touches, had a couple catches, now big sack right there.
So I think that's the second sack of the game for Hillcrest. So with 5:07 and counting to play, it's 2nd and 13 on the 44-yard line, on their own 44-yard line for the Bees offense. And again, broadcaster curse of praising Briggs for a good game tonight, coming in for the injured Faulkner. And just as I do that, he gets sacked. But not Briggs' fault. We'll call that the offensive line's issue there. They go power, single receivers on both sides. Briggs under center, hands off to the first man, that's Stevenson. He breaks, he gets second level. He's a big boy, he gets third, knocking over tacklers, crosses the 35-yard line. And Coach Mossholder's fired up.
Yeah, that was a terrific run by Stevenson. He seeked contact. He put his body into the defender and still got, like, I'd say 4 or 5 extra yards.
And a good runner wants that contact because he can use that to push himself, lunge himself forward for a few more. Another run here to the left side. Here's Mora. He breaks a tackle. Finally brought down by a bevy of tacklers. Great run there from Mora. And this offense showing some spirit late in the fourth. 4 minutes and counting to play.
Yeah, every single team that's going to play Bonneville the rest of the season is going to be circling number 2 on the roster, as Mora has been giving Hillcrest fits tonight.
2nd and a long 2, called a 1 on the 25-yard line. Briggs surveys the defense. Single receivers on both sides. It's a fake handoff. He's got pressure, man behind him, and he sacked him for a big loss. That's number 15 on the sack, Cash Clemens.
Yeah, broke the block real quick. The sophomore gets into the backfield, takes down the junior QB, Jackson Briggs. Briggs had nothing he could have done there.
So off the play action, the defense wasn't faked, Logan, and Clemens comes in for a big sack. Clemens only a sophomore. He's listed as a wide receiver and plays offensive line, but oh boy, Clemens.
Yeah, give some more
playing
snaps
a little
on defense.
D-line too. 3rd and 8. They hand it off, and there's gobbled up. He's going nowhere, and this defensive line stands up. The run by Stevenson. 4th and 6 with 2:40 to play. And Bees will have one more chance to get a first down. If not, that should be the ball game. And at this point, you're playing for pride if you're the Bees, right,
Yep.
Logan?
Score one more. Get 21 on the board. Be big for the Bees. Good tackle there by Ellsworth, by the way. And there'll be a timeout here taken by the Bees.
So good timeout, I think, from Coach Stevenson. Again, playing for pride, looking for your first down in this 4th and long situation.
Want to hear some scores?
Yeah, give us a quick 5A score, 6A score.
6A scores. Thunder Ridge leading Centennial in the 3rd quarter, 41-14. According to sports reporter Kate Calvin, still says halftime on the website, but according to our sports reporter, the final score: Sky Ridge, Utah, 70, Highland 6. Madison pulls off the win against Middleton with a last-second field goal to win 9-7. Rigby still down the 3rd quarter to Syracuse, 31-28. Those are your 6A scores.
Remember to check back on the Friday Night Flash on IdahoSports.com. You can also check Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube accounts. You can watch the prepcasts, get updates, breaking news, pictures, and more. Go to IdahoSports.com social media pages. Again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Here are the Bees' final chance. 4th and long. 2:17 to play. Down by a lot, but looking for some pride. The pass is thrown to the ground. No one in the area. Had a man open, his tight end on the right side. But I don't think Briggs saw him, and that's going to be a turnover on downs. Hillcrest football.
Yeah, not really what you're looking for outside of the timeout. Like you said, had tight end open. Just kind of throws it into the flats. No one there.
I think that ball got away from Briggs.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Briggs, and should do it for this Bees offense unless the defense can get a turnover. I assume a couple runs and a kneel, and that's game.
Yep.
Are you interested in joining the team here at IdahoSports.com? We are always on the lookout for talented people that want to get involved in what we do. Sales, producers, camera operators, writers, photographers, even broadcasters. Come join Logan Kelso and I. Email editor@IdahoSports.com to find out more.
It's been fun. My third season officially. Now it's my first football game broadcasting with Idaho Sports. Third season with Joel Richardson himself.
It's been a blast so far. I'm starting my 4th season and love supporting Idaho Sports, these youth, these teams, and all the success they're having. And not even in Idaho, but in playing against other teams like Utah, and the Rocky Mountain Rumble, Nevada, California, Oregon, and Washington. Idaho is a great place for football.
And just if you want to become a broadcaster here, it's been great for me. I mean, I started before Iowa State in Lewiston, LCSC, Lewis Clark State College. Since then, done Idaho Sports, leveraged that. I've done softball now, Idaho State. Joel and I are now calling soccer together for Idaho State. It's been a fun time in the broadcast world.
137 and counting. Hillcrest try to get one more run and maybe 2. And he's eventually stuffed by the Bees defense. Next week for the Bees, they have a bye. They'll be able to lick their wounds after a commanding victory by the Knights. But the following week they play at Idaho Falls on September 19th. For Hillcrest, next week they go up against Thunder Ridge at home. And we'll see how that 6A, 5A game goes.
So we'll get a timeout here.
Thunder Ridge, another local school here, but more in Ammon on the outskirts of Idaho. Falls, excuse me, in Ammon, Idaho. And Thunder Ridge, again, a 6A school. Some great sports, golf, boys soccer, and the football team is on the up for sure.
Softball state champions a couple years ago. Or no, excuse me, lost in the state championship. Callie Scoresby now pitcher at Idaho State.
Hillcrest will give it to Miner one more time. And he breaks free for a few. And with 20 seconds, that should do it for this another edition of the Civil War. And Hillcrest are going to be the victors, 49-14. The Knights, once again, for the 11th year in a row, take down the Bonneville Bees here at Thunder Stadium. As the players line up to shake hands, we'll take a quick break, recognize some sponsors, and be right back for the IdahoSports.com Player of the Game presented by Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Stay with us.
As Idahoans, we're not afraid to take risks.
All the way, all the way. Go. All the way down, all the way down.
Driving under the influence is not a risk we're willing to take. Be around to do more of what you love.
Welcome back to Thunder Stadium, where the Hillcrest Knights have defeated Bonneville Bees by a score of 49-14. And it was a tie game early, 7-7 in the first quarter. But after that, it was all Hillcrest, as Hillcrest, after Bonneville scores that 4-yard touchdown run by Dallas Jacobson, Hillcrest scores 5 unanswered touchdowns, giving the score 42-7. Bonneville answers late in the third quarter with a 4-yard touchdown catch by Kane Rodriguez, making it 42-14. And then Hillcrest puts a stamp on this one as Minor gets a short touchdown run, giving our final score to 49-14. Last thing we got, Logan Kelso is awarding our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, presented by Idaho Office of Highway Safety. Who do we got?
None other than the quarterback, Tyson Sweetwood. 3 throwing touchdowns involved in every single score for the Knights, and a couple real highlight catches. His wide receivers made him look real good today. But that Hail Mary to punctuate the end of the first half gives him the Idaho Sports Player of the Game.
And just some quick analysis, it was 14-7 before that Hail Mary, right, to end the half. That catch by Davis was amazing. Hopefully we'll have that for you on the IdahoSports.com social media pages. But that made the score, instead of 14-7, 21-7. And Bonneville, instead of scoring, because that great defensive stop, the fumble caused by Hillcrest, then Hillcrest turns around and scores.
Again, just a dominating victory here in the Civil War, as we got a little video of them hoisting the trophy near the student section. So they'll be proud of that one. Another big win for the Knights as they look to repeat for Bonneville. 0-3 start, but their toughest part, I'd say, their schedule is over the consecutive season.
Free on IdahoSports.com. Congratulations again to our IdahoSports.com Player of the Game, Tyson Sweetwood. This is, of course, presented by the Idaho Office of Highway Safety. 7 touchdowns total, throwing 3 touchdowns, involved in 7, throwing 3. Excellent game from Sweetwood, doing what all Hillcrest fans expect from him. Thanks again for joining us as the Hillcrest Knights defeat the Bonneville Bees by a score of 49-14. For my broadcast partner,
Logan Kelso,
and Joel Richardson, and everyone else behind the scenes here at IdahoSports.com, I'm Joel Richardson saying be excellent to each other, have a great weekend, and we'll see you next time on IdahoSports.com.
This has been a presentation of IdahoSports.com Game Streams. This broadcast is copyrighted to IdahoSports.com. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express